Lesson: Developing compliance reports and recommendations. Developing compliance reports and recommendations is a critical competency for professionals tasked with conducting comprehensive compliance audits, particularly in the context of certified AI compliance and ethics auditing. This process involves a deep dive into organizational practices to ensure adherence to legal, ethical, and industry standards. The cornerstone of effective compliance reporting is the ability to translate complex audit findings into actionable insights and recommendations that drive organizational improvement. This lesson delves into practical tools, frameworks, and methodologies that enhance the proficiency of professionals in generating compliance reports and recommendations, addressing real-world challenges through illustrative examples and case studies. The first step in developing compliance reports is the systematic collection and analysis of data during the audit process. Professionals need to gather quantitative and qualitative data from various sources within the organization. This data collection phase is facilitated by tools such as compliance management software, which can automate data collection, streamline workflows, and provide real-time analytics. For example, software like MetricStream or ComplySci allows auditors to track compliance metrics, providing a comprehensive view of the organization's adherence to regulatory requirements. Utilizing these tools not only enhances data accuracy, but also frees up time for auditors to focus on interpreting the data. Once the data is collected, the next step is analysis, where auditors must discern patterns, identify non-compliance areas, and evaluate the effectiveness of existing controls. A practical framework for this phase is the risk control matrix, which helps in mapping risks to controls and assessing their effectiveness. By employing the RCM, auditors can systematically evaluate where controls are failing and where improvements are needed, providing a structured approach to data analysis. Following data analysis, the next critical task is the formulation of findings. This involves summarizing the audit outcomes in a manner that is accessible and actionable for stakeholders. A clear and concise presentation of findings is crucial, as it forms the basis for subsequent recommendations. One effective method for structuring findings is the use of the SMART criteria, ensuring that findings are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. For instance, rather than vaguely stating that data security measures need improvement, a SMART compliant finding would specify which measures are lacking, quantify the gap, and suggest a realistic timeline for enhancement. Transitioning from findings to recommendations, the key is to offer solutions that are not only feasible, but also aligned with the organization's strategic objectives. Recommendations should be grounded in best practices and supported by data, providing a clear roadmap for remediation. The use of benchmarking against industry standards can be particularly effective in this phase. By comparing the organization's practices with industry benchmarks, auditors can highlight areas where the organization lags and recommend strategies for alignment. For example, if an audit reveals that an organization's data retention policy is less stringent than industry norms, the recommendation could include adopting more rigorous retention schedules in line with established benchmarks. A real-world example illustrating the effectiveness of these practices can be seen in the case of a financial institution that faced regulatory scrutiny due to lapses in data privacy compliance. By leveraging compliance management software and applying the RCM framework, the institution was able to identify critical control weaknesses and implement targeted recommendations. This not only resolved the compliance issues, but also enhanced the institution's overall data governance framework, demonstrating the tangible benefits of structured compliance reporting and recommendations. The quality of compliance reports is further enhanced by incorporating visuals such as charts, graphs, and flowcharts to elucidate complex information. Visual aids can significantly improve stakeholder understanding and engagement, making it easier for them to grasp key findings and recommendations. For example, a flowchart depicting the data flow within an organization can effectively highlight potential breach points, providing a clear visual representation that complements the written report. An essential aspect of developing compliance reports is ensuring that they are tailored to the audience. Different stakeholders have varying interests and expertise, necessitating customization of reports to address their specific needs. For instance, technical details might be more relevant to IT personnel, while high-level strategic recommendations would be more pertinent to the executive team. Customizing reports in this way ensures that they resonate with the intended audience, facilitating better decision-making and implementation of recommendations. Finally, professionals should engage in a continuous feedback loop, refining their reporting practices based on stakeholder feedback and evolving industry standards. This iterative process not only improves the quality of reports over time, but also ensures that they remain relevant and impactful. Engaging with stakeholders to gather their insights on report usability and effectiveness can provide valuable input for future audits, creating a cycle of continuous improvement. In conclusion, developing compliance reports and recommendations is a multifaceted process that requires a combination of analytical rigor, strategic insight, and effective communication. By utilizing practical tools such as compliance management software and frameworks like the RCM, auditors can enhance their ability to generate actionable insights that drive organizational compliance and improvement. The integration of benchmarking, visual aids, and audience-specific customization further augments the impact of compliance reports. Through these practices, professionals can address real-world challenges, providing organizations with the guidance needed to navigate the complex landscape of compliance and ethics.